Well, beginning Monday, the Trump administration is going to resume debt collections for federal student loan borrowers who have defaulted on their debt. Millions of Americans will be impacted by these collections. And Brian Walsh is the head of advice and planning at SoFi. He's an expert on student loan repayments, and he joins me live to talk about this. Brian, thanks for being with us.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me today.
Yeah, I mean, we need to sort through all of this here. These are forced collections on loans that are in debt, right? So in default here. Tell me, is there a threshold for that amount? And what about the students who are not in default? What do they need to know?
Yeah, so there's not a dollar threshold related to being in default. It's those people who haven't made payments on their federal student loans in more than a year. So they're more than a year past due. Those individuals who have been making payments, they're up to speed and everything. This announcement on Monday will not have any impact on them, but they should still take the opportunity to really think through the best approach to repaying their student loan debt, given all the changes that have happened over the last couple years.
Okay, so but if a borrower signed up for the Biden era Saving on Valuable Education, the SAVE plan, what do they need to do? What should they be paying attention to?
Yeah, so the SAVE plan is currently in limbo with the courts right now. So anyone who enrolled in the SAVE plan before the most recent court activity is in forbearance. So they don't need to make payments on it until there's resolution in the courts. Those that were not enrolled in the SAVE plan would have options such as other income-driven repayment plans, standard repayments, things like that.
Do you have a sense of how many people we're talking about in this country? And what do you say to the borrowers who are used to not having to pay these bills, and suddenly they're getting, kind of whacked with this because, as you said, they've been in limbo and didn't know how to plan and prepare for this?
Yeah, so there's about 5 million borrowers that are currently in default, and there's another 4 million borrowers that are between 3 and 6 months delinquent. So they're at risk of going into default if they don't start making payments on it. As we work with borrowers, I think we walk through, really a 3-step process. Understand your loans. What are your options? Maybe income-driven repayment, extended repayment, refinancing. And then how do we fit this into your overall budget? So that way you can start being proactive about addressing your student loans rather than reactive or ignoring the problem that exists.
I kind of equate this with medical bills that you get, right? You get, invoice after invoice sometimes. You're not sure what insurance covers. What's going to happen to those 5 million Americans who just aren't sure and say, I'm going to wait till I hear more before I start sending money off that I don't know if I'm ever going to see, and just because of this confusion? What's going to happen to them?
Yeah, I think it's important for them to realize that federal student loan debt is unlike other types of debt. So the federal government has recourse such as, tapping into tax refunds, government payments like Social Security, wage garnishment. So they have way more power to recoup the money that you owe them than, let's say, a private lender. So it's really important to take this seriously and figure out how you're going to repay your federal student loan debt.
Okay, so how is the Department of Education communicating all this? Because I know that's been a little murky as well.
Yeah, so emails should be coming over the next couple weeks, and they could go through the process for default resolution. They can elect to enroll in income-driven repayment, or they can go into loan rehabilitation, and they'll communicate those options to borrowers that are currently in default status.
All right, so what do you think is going to happen with the SAVE plan? Are the courts going to save it?
I've learned never to try to predict what's going to happen in the courts or by the government. I think it's important to really consider what income-driven repayment plans are out there right now. So you have ICR, IVR, Pay, and those are some great options for people, as well as extended repayment and refinancing.
All right, Brian Walsh at SoFi. Glad we had you on. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, take care.